Um, Today, the most critical issue on the table for Ogoni is the resumption of oil production in Ogoni. But there are still some key issues, legacy issues that has not been resolved. Now, the first thing is this, and I think we need to be very honest to ourselves. Government has voted $1 billion for Ogoni cleanup. At about December 2023, the NNPC paid additional $300 million for compensation that should drive development in Ogoni. So altogether, you're talking about $1.3 billion voted into Ogoni in the past 9 years. Let's be honest to ourselves. That money, if you translate it to Naira, $1 billion is 1.5 trillion Naira. It's bigger than the budget of Rivers State 2025. $300 million is 450 billion Naira. You see that money? Some states in this Nigeria do not receive that money in 10 years. Ogoni got it in the past 9 years. Ogoni has seen that kind of money. This is our small Ogoni. This is our small Ogoni. And we don't have water. We don't have roads. We don't have schools. We don't have electricity. Now we are talking about oil resumption. If they had used that money properly, today, all this issue of oil resumption, no oil resumption, that will have been resolved. In fact, Ogoni will have been asking the government to come and drill oil so that they can get more money. We'll have been asking the government to come so that more money will come, because we will have been seeing what money has done to our lives. And so the people that mismanaged 1.95 trillion Naira Ogoni funds are the biggest problem that we are facing. Now, we put forward a proposal because we are insisting that we cannot trust that kind of leadership. That kind of leadership that $1.95 billion will enter a small system like Ogoni, and we cannot see anything to show for it. No water, no electricity, no schools, no roads, no healthcare system, no security, no nothing. $1.95 billion has entered the system. You can't trust that kind of leadership. And that is why we insist that we must sit down with government and discuss our problem and find a way to solve it. We must solve the problem, but we must be involved in deciding our own future and what happens. Because we cannot trust those kind of people that have mismanaged that kind of money, our money. We can't trust them with leadership anymore. No way. Now, we will have to see how we deal with it. And the only way we can deal with it is to relate with government. Are you with me?
Yes.
So, the issue is not about, whether they are going to be giving us the 20% or not 20%. Because our proposal is that there is always a partnership between government and the operator. Government takes 55%, the operator takes 45%. Now, the government is our government. It's the government of Nigeria is our government. So we say government take their 55% because they still take responsibilities for a lot of things that affect us. But the operator should commit 20%, not 20 out of the 40. 20%. That is, take the 45 as a whole. Then let them commit 20% of the profit they make from Ogoni. Let them commit that to Ogoni development. That is our proposal. We will have to work out a system, how that money is used, what it's going to be used for, and we must have to also put in place the controls. So it's not something that we will leave them to mismanage and do this kind of thing they've done with hybrid funds and with the $300 million. That 1.95 trillion Naira will just enter into a small system in Ogoni, and you cannot see what it has done. You can't see anything. as common as water, you will not be able to find. And then we now give them 20% of all of the profit that is made from by the operator. To do the same thing to that one? No. No. You say no. No. You say no. That is why we insist we must talk with our government. And if we do not talk with our government, we don't trust those people that have mismanaged our funds, so we cannot accept whatever they will come with. Yes. We want to be part of this. See, we are the ones that fought Shell and threw Shell out of this land. Yes. So we are the critical stakeholders. Yes. We need to talk with our government. That's the way forward. Because if they had done what they should do, 1.95 Trillion naira, and there is nothing to show for it. If they have used that money very well, Ogoni struggle, all this trouble will have been over. See, let's not deceive ourselves. Am I lying? No. If we had the schools, at least if they had done what they should do, $300 million alone is enough to address roads, education, hospitals, electricity. And if we have electricity that is steady, you will see small businesses will grow. Yes. Small businesses, entrepreneurship will thrive. Yes. If you learn how to make hair, you can stay somewhere and do your hair business. There is power for you. You don't have to look for 500,000 naira to buy a generator. There is power. You can stay somewhere and do your thing. Hair barbing salon for men. Young men that can do something will help themselves. A lot of things can happen if there is power. But some persons within Nigeria decided to divert money that is meant to drive development and change lives in a society that is so critical to the economy of Nigeria, like Ogoni. How do they expect us to like that? They thought we wouldn't know. Now we know. And now that we've known, we are saying we want this issue to be properly addressed. You see about $300 million, then we'll bring them over. Because we must fix our schools. We must fix our roads. That is why we must talk with government. So when we talk with government, we tell government that money, make them find and where the money is. We need the money to drive development in Ogoni. Yes. Are you with me? Yes. So, what am I saying? When we produce the proposal for resumption of oil production in Ogoni, which is the Ogoni Development Authority, when we propose that thing, I've told you what it all means. We envisaged that oil production has to resume. Because when we say 20% of what is generated, of the profit to be injected into Ogoni, 20% will not be from the oil that is in the soil now. It's the one that they tap, isn't it? Yes, so it is from that our oil, and that is the concept, the most critical concept of this Ogoni struggle. That the resources that is taken out of Ogoni should also benefit Ogoni people. Yes. The second other issue that's on the table is this issue of the 1995 execution of Ken Saro and the other 8. See, we need to just be honest to ourselves. And I think the government needs to also hear this. Ogoni will not betray Ken Saro. Anybody that tells you that Ogoni will betray Ken Saro is deceiving you. So the best way out is to face the problem, address it properly. What we are saying is that the man was unjustly killed. And even the government, if you listen to Mr. President during his Democracy Day speech, he also expressed those emotions, that this thing should not have happened. And he went further to grant pardon. That's what he felt he should do. And also granted national honors. To be honest, and like I said then, no government has come this far. But there is still that stain of injustice on the 9. We want that stain of injustice to be taken out. And that requires that we must look into what happened and establish that these men were innocent. At that point, we've solved that problem. Are you with me? Yes. Yes. So My people, you are leaders of various communities. Go to your communities and send this message out. We want oil production to resume, but these are our conditions. We do not want those who have squandered over 1.9 trillion naira to still be in charge of our money. No, we want to discuss with government our own future. We want to discuss with government the future of Ogoni and this oil because we, they call us common people. We are the ones that fought share out of Ogoni. It wasn't the non-common people. It was the common people like us. Okay? So that's my message for you today. Everybody should remain hopeful. I think and I believe, I'm very sure, Ogoni will win ultimately. No more, no trouble, no trouble at all. We have to follow it methodically, and we have to follow it systematically, and we have to follow it tactically. Be sure that we protect the interest of our people, because whatever decisions we take today will determine the future of Ogoni tomorrow. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.